Hello, I'm Jill from Doric TV. Doric TV is me. Tonight I'm delighted to be at the home of Gordon Hay. One of Gordon's huge achievements has been in writing or translating the Bible into Doric. I'm here at Inverfrumry House at Longside.
As Jill mentioned, I have translated the whole of the Bible into Doric. This I started a while back in 2006. I'm a member of the Buchan Heritage Society, and at that time they held a Doric service every 2 years. And in 2006 they approached me and spirit and I would translate the 2 passages for their service into Doric. Well, I did that, and I enjoyed doing it. So I dabbled a bit more and a bit more. I concentrated on the New Testament, and by 2012 I had translated the whole New Testament, and I published it at that time. I retired in 2013, so I had a bit more time, and that meant I could start in the Old Testament, 3 times the length, and half a boring in bits. So it took me another 10 years to translate the Old Testament, and I managed to finish it and publish it earlier this year, 2023. Copies of them are in various northeast shops, but if you cannot get a hold of in there, just drop me an email at gordonmhay@outlook.com, speer about it, and I'll answer you back. So, as an example of the Bible in Doric, here's one of the best kent passages for the Old Testament, Psalm 23, a psalm of David. The Lord's my shepherd, I'll want for nothing. He gars me lie down in green parkies, and taks my hand along a burnie side. He wakens my soul, and 'cause of his name he leads me the recht gate. Aye, though I walk through the how of the shadow of death, I winna be feared at nae ill, 'cause ye're wi' me. Your staff and crook will ease me. You set me broad wi' a muckle spread, for my face can see you. You sclary isle on my heed, and my bowlies reaming hour. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell at the house of the Lord forever. Doric is the variant of the Scots language spoken here in the northeast of Scotland, in an area stretching roughly from Forres in the west, round the Neuk of the northeast, down to Forfar in the south. And the importance to me of the Doric language is the fact that sae muckle our heritage is based on the spoken Doric word, the writings, the poetry, and the music of the northeast. And if Doric was to disappear, that would disappear in Doric developed in a different way for all the other variations of the Scots language, because for a long time the northeast of Scotland was cut off for the rest of the country. There were no roads until about the middle of the 19th century, so it was difficult to get out and about other than by boat. So there's a huge influence for the continent on the words that are spoken here in the northeast. French, assiette, a plate, becomes assiette. Norwegian, kerk, for church. And lots of Dutch words have come in. The northeast traded with Germany, and so there are a lot of German words. Let me count to 10 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. More akin to German than to English. Having translated the Bible into Doric, you might say that this has gone from the sublime to the ridiculous. But during lockdown in 2020, I decided to translate some nursery rhymes into Doric. There are a lot of Scottish nursery rhymes, but we tend not to ken any of them, except for Wee Willie Winkie. So this is the English nursery rhymes that we all learned when we were bairns. And I think it's important that bairns get to read and recite Doric poetry. The Buchan Heritage Society has a competition every year for bairns come and recite poetry, and some of them do a wonderful job. And I think they find the poetry easier than other Doric because it rhymes, and it's much easier to learn things that rhyme. So I published this book, Nursery Rhymes in Doric, a couple of years ago, and last year had the honour of winning the Scottish Language Awards Bairns Buke of the Year. Here's a wee example. You'll a ken that Dr. Foster gid to Gloucester. Well, my doctor didna gang to Gloucester. Dr. Murray gid to Turra. In a smare o' wheat, he stepped in a puddle recht up to his middle, and got dubs a' ower his feet. Again, copies are in various northeast shops and can be got direct for me. So here in the northeast of Scotland, we speak Doric. Now that's a funny word to use to describe what we speak here, because Doric means that it comes from Doris, which was a remote area of ancient Greece. So what on earth has that got to do with the way we speak in the northeast of Scotland? Well, to answer that, I have to take you back to the 3rd century BC Syracuse in Sicily and 18th century Edinburgh. Theocritus was writing in Sicily in the 3rd century BC in ancient Greek, and in his Greek he included some of the dialect of Doris, which of course he called Doric. Come to Edinburgh in the 18th century, and our ain Alan Ramsay, writing in English, put in the odd Scots phrase, and he called it Doric. Within a few years, Doric came to mean any dialect of English. In fact, Charlotte Bronte, in her novel Shirley, written in 1849, says that one of her characters speaks in Yorkshire Doric. So in 1849, the Yorkshire dialect was being called Doric. And I came on a book published in Kilmarnock in 1912, Poems Mostly in the Doric. And when you look at it, it's in the Ayrshire dialect. So as late as 1912, Doric was used to describe the language of Ayrshire. But now it's safe to say that Doric is very firmly fixed here in the northeast of Scotland, and that's the only place that you'll find anything called Doric nowadays.